Nagbibigay ng talumpati si Pangulong Duterte sa Malacanang para yan sa oathtaking ng ilang opisyal ng AFP. Panoorin po natin ito.
The contingencies of the moment. Some are, no, this time is short and maybe, alam ko baka gusto na ninyong umuwi kaagad. Of course, there's may snacks tayo. I can invite you for a buffet, but I cannot stay long also. Sumibat lang ako doon sa climate change. Nandiyan sila lahat. But let me just read my speech this time. Baka makasalita pa na ako ng I may go out of control again. And I do not want to be discourteous in front of you. To all the officials, uniformed men and women, and civilian personnel of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. This afternoon's oathtaking ceremony certainly highlights one of the cherished traditions for every public servant, and most especially our men and women in uniform who have sworn to be the defenders of the state and its democratic institutions. As your Commander-in-Chief, I share with you the honor and pride of hurdling the challenges and trials that each of you went through this far. Of course, you will not have reached the milestone that you have been bestowed now if not for the encouragement, understanding, sacrifice, and prayers of your loved ones. They are your source of strength and inspiration for all of you to carry on with your work and inspire the rest of the force. To them, the respective families, my congratulations too. Ladies and gentlemen, as we aspire to foster inclusive growth across all sectors of our society, through the convergence of security, developmental, and governance strategies, may I reiterate some of the reminders to each of you. During our previous conferences, I have laid down my marching orders, most especially in addressing some of the urgent matters concerning peace and security. I therefore enjoin everyone to give their best and be relevant in whatever capacity you now hold. Ours is a complex and dynamic security environment. You and I know that it will never be easy. Hence, I expect nothing less than your unequivocal commitment, competence, and professionalism. As we endeavor to carry out reforms in all government agencies, I wish that you remain to be the kind of officers who put the welfare of the organization, the nation, and its people above your personal considerations. Bear in mind that your careers grow along with your responsibilities. After all, those who hard-earned stars on your shoulders, it is rightful then that you polish them, keep them shining and brightly untainted. And lastly, as you pledge your allegiance to the flag of the Republic of the Philippines, may all of you remain faithful to the sacred, guard it with your lives, the welfare of the nation. You owe it to your country and to the people. Draw inspiration from the valor of your ancestors, who demonstrated the staunch loyalty to the flag and to the Constitution. Once again, congratulations to your respective stars. Bear the new rank with new pride as you continue to serve the Republic of the Philippines, the Filipino people. You know, I would like just to add an ad-lib. We are facing a new threat. When I was newly inaugurated president, I made it my obligation to tour the entire country, visiting camps, military, police, and otherwise. I was not cultivating or propagating any loyalty for me, to be there just to show my face. I said that I do not need it, but the country needs it badly. Your loyalty to the flag and to the country is paramount, above loyalty to any particular personality or person in government. But in those tours, I mentioned it to you that aside from the danger of drugs, which we never realized to be that widespread, and that the dimension was just too staggering, and I was really appalled to learn nung presidente na ako, because then I had the access to all information from you guys, from the police, from all, BI, and even in the validation, I had to take in the DILG just to make sure that I was on the right track, that nobody would have been, it's always when your name is published there in connection with drugs, whether you're a politician or you're a policeman or army man, you're destroyed forever. So it took that long for me, really. And I said the numbers are just too great. To the extent that I decided to furnish everybody, the Speaker of the House and the Senate, sinabi ko sa kanila na mabigat ito, hindi ko kaya. I don't know, sabi ko, what your plans are. But even if you declare martial law 1,000 times, because little did we know that but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6 years ago, we were already in narco politics. And that most, on the ground level, ang mga barangay captain, 40% of the entire country, sa druga na. And I decided that if we hold the elections sa barangay as scheduled, talo ang Pilipino. Because ang magpatakbo pera na ng narco-politics. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, kayong mga paborits, the apex of your career, how long, how hard was it for you to reach what you are now? Paski just to earn a good income to build a modest house. Ilang taon niyo pinaghirapan? How many battles did you go through? Place yourself on the line and come up still alive to reach the retirement age. Ilan lang sa inyo nakakaroon ng pera para for the savings of even anticipating retirement days would not really be enough. Kita mo ito, hindi ko kayo pinapainggit. Galit ako sa kanila. Tignan mo itong mga mayors. Kita mo itong mga barangay captains. They go into drugs. Overnight, they become millionaires. Then they create so many slaves, 4 million plus, when they would never know how many, who are really slaves in the true sense of the word. Mas mabuti pa nga yung slaves sa slave markets ng Africa or the Middle East. Pag nabili sila, mapatrabaho mo pa. Itong mga Pilipino, pag tinamaan to, at gumano na talaga because the use of shabu will result inevitably in the shrinkage of the brain. Kaya may makilala kayo, pamangkin ninyo, kausapin mo, wala na mag-usap kayo, start with a topic, then suddenly, they go out of range. Wala nang, so anuhin natin ito sila. Mga anak ng kapwa natin Pilipino eh. Kaya galit talaga ako. Sorry, Joseph, hindi lang yun lang. Talagang, kaya ako, spoke out the words na, talagang gagawin ko, ibabalik ko talaga sa kanila yung ginawa nila sa Pilipino. When I was mayor, lahat kayo halos na dumaan ng Mindanao. I was a bit strict. But in Davao, I thought that that was it. Meron dito mga intermittent entry. Hindi ko alam na ang buong doon sa Davao kasi takot nga silang mamatay. Hindi ko alam sa ibang Pilipinas, grabe na pala. So it included municipal mayors. It included... So ganito na lang. Pati ako sasali ko, I do not need any security. I will go back to the Alunan doctrine. They're only allowed 1 or 2 security. Mga mayors pati governors, kung takot kayong mamatay, edi mag-resign kayo eh. Pero kung sabi ninyo na you go around with an entourage of 2-3 kumboy tapos may armas, lalo na sa Mindanao, I do not want to offend, but that is true. Pagka nyo travel with 10 cars, 15 cars, puro armado, halos lahat yan, may droga ka. And that has been proven time and again. Now, beginning tomorrow, the ES, I don't know if you'll be able to draft I will prohibit. Bako sabi nila isali ang presidente, okay lang. I travel commercial. I do not need any. Basta may tao lang magtingin sa akin sa likod. One in front, tapos na. I will not allow excessive. Kasi dyan nag-umpisa eh. Kita mo yun noon. Sino ba naman police pati maglakad yung mayor dyan when they pagpasok nila, they want the presence felt. Tapos maraming security, talo pa ang presidente. And all the while, akala natin, ayaw na natin pulihin rin ninyo, pulihin rin ng pulis, sa tawag naman dito sa Malacanang, Mr. President, nakakasira ito sa ating partido dito sa politika. They cannot do that to me. In the first place, hindi man ako humingi ng tulong sa kanila. Few politicians far and wide in between the years and even during the campaign. There are only about 4 governors. In the hometown of my father, walang ako basig isang barangay captain. Of course, I won. Nasanay kasi ito sila sa being a public official, is entitled really to. Pero beginning, I don't know, kailan palabas ni Executive Secretary, we go back to the Alunan doctrine. Pagka may convoy dyan, tapos marami, then inspection. There's a declaration of lawless violence. I had to do it to justify your extra duties as policemen. Spread thin ako, at saka there are about, for your information, about 6,000 policemen who are into drugs. And of course, with the disordered event about the Koreans, I ordered the police to stop all operations. No policeman in this country anywhere is allowed to enforce laws related to the drug campaign. Kasi magamit nila yung, palitan nila yung warrant, palitan lang ang pangalan, tapos pupunta. I had to explain again and again. I had to apologize almost to every Korean who would come here, to the ambassador and to the American people. I think Panelo is going there. I told him to make a good apology. Wala tayong magawa, nangyari. Ang pinakabasto sa lahat, masakit daw sa kanila is talagang yung flushing sa down the drain sa toilet bowl. Nasaktan sila. Baski, gawain sa atin yan. Kaya let me reorganize the enforcement dyan sa drugs sa police. In the meantime, they would be arrested and I will order you to arrest them. Kung hindi ko kayo ipasok sa laro, patay ako. Walang magtingin dyan sa abusadong pulis. The culture of corruption sa pulis, matindi. In the beginning, pati mga generals. So that's why if we are asking, bakit naman ganito kalawak? Said, long time ago, we were already in narco politics, including the police. Now, I gave you the book Cartel about ano nangyari sa South America. If you have read it, then I would understand na nakuha ninyo ang dimension. Now, the second danger natin is itong ISIS. Again, I do not pretend to be all-knowing, but you have noticed that in the camps all over, nagle-lecture ako about the looming danger of ISIS. And because of the extremism perpetrated by the Abu Sayyaf on the south, sabi ko, there will be a time that they would visit the island of Mindanao. And nandyan na yung Maote. And from what we can gather is that itong si Hapsilon was chosen to lead. Nagbibidahan niya sila lahat pati sa Indonesia who would be chosen parang chapter president ng ISIS. And Hapsilon from the Holo area have entered Mindanao. There is a fight at least going on limited sa Mindanao. We have to contain the fighting in Mindanao. We cannot just afford to allow them to spread because ang pinakadelikado dyan, yung mga scholars. Now, I've heard, not only from your report, but from mga politiko, there are about 4 to 6 Arabs talaga, lecturing. Yun ang pinakadelikado. Just like the communists. Yung mga political officer nila ang delikado para sa atin. So, sabi ko nga kay Delphine, kay Lorenzana sa lahat, we have to contain the fighting. We cannot afford to allow it to spread. Maraming madadako. Else, I'll be forced to arm everybody. Kaya ng alsamasa. Kung sino yung kalaban ng ayaw ng komunista. But in the end, it also proved disaster because pagkatapos ng alsamasa, wala na yung komunista. Every time Dick and Harry was given a firearm to fight the communists, were using it against civilians. Depredations. Hold up, lahat na. So that we have to. But I cannot allow, they're not only killing, it has nothing to do with Moro and Christians. They're just killing everybody. They're kidnapping Indonesians. Na may bagong report na naman, so a special emissary was sent by the central government of Jakarta who flew in last night. An urgent, ano ang ginagawa natin. So I just reminded them that we will just, we have this agreement, we have this understanding. Put it into practice. And allow more ships. Kung magkulang kami, and by the way, I also asked China, if they can patrol the international waters without necessarily intruding into the territorial waters of countries, we would be glad if we have their presence there. Hindi man kailangan gray ships. Sabi ko, baska yung Coast Guard cutter just to patrol like what they did in Somalia. Tumulong sila. Somalia has toned down. But dito sa Malacca Strait, pati dito sa Sulusi, it remains to be a big problem. And kung masarayan yan, either they go up to the north, and if you're headed for Mexico down south, or dito ka magdaan mas malapit, which would mean higher costs, higher freight, higher insurance, it adds up to the goods and the services that governs the world. It's always goods and services. So, yan ang permission. Diyan pa kayo. Malas natin, tayo ang inabutan. Ako, kala ko, good sailing ako. Ngayon pala, lumabas lahat by the hundreds of the thousands. I was scared. I don't know if you were scared. I was scared. Hundreds of thousands dyan sa TV. Puro payat, puro malnourished. Anong ginawa nila sa Pilipino? Ano, you'll understand my hatred. Talagang galit ako. Talagang galit ako. Yung mga international, you don't mean anything to me. Shut up. I have a problem to solve, and it is my country's problem. Do not mess up with me. Kaya marang laking mabutit na lang itong bagong presidente. Mr. President-elect, may congratulate you of your victory. This is President Duterte of the Philippines. Oh yes, I've heard that you have the bad fix with these State Department people. This god lousy guys there. And it's about the son of a business idiot. Me and my country in that border of also the guys there and government is helping each other, flooding my country. You are doing the right thing. Hindi ko malaman ngayon if I will be Obama or I will obey the Trump. So iba-iba kasi ang estilo talaga ng mundo. So ngayon wala na yung mga human rights dito, tahimik sila. Sabi ni Trump, you're doing it right. Tanongin mo ako, if I'm doing it right, then do not ask me any question. It is already right. Well, that is the dynamics of the world. But may I congratulate you again. And we have always faith or trust in you. I've been mayor for one of the cities you pointed out was better developed. You know, I've hit 9% sa growth. 9% is the highest so far sa history. But 7 lang yan. I hit 9 because Davao is... and I could not have done it, really, without the help of the military and the police. Hindi ko kaya yung ganun. Sino magtrabaho yung military and the police? Ayoko na lang magyabang kung ano. Basta ako sa inyo ako. Huwag kayong maniwala niyang komunista ako. Yung mga babae lang yung magaganda ang hinahabol ko dyan. Hindi naman yung... Hindi, biro lang. So I cannot stay with you because kami we have to go back to the climate change conference. I just told them na tinakot ko si Ligarda na I have to go kasi yung mga sundalo nagkakak na ng baril. By the time tayo maglabas tayo dito, arestado na tayong lahat. So I'm proud of my soldiers. I'm really proud of you. Mabuhay ang Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for the challenge and for the inspiring message. Now we proceed with a group of photo opportunity. May we kindly ask the following officials to please join the President on stage. Secretary Delfin and Lorenzana, I stand corrected. General Eduardo Año, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And for this photo opportunity, Major General Harold Cabreros, Vice Commander of the Philippine Army. Thank you, sirs.